You ever hear people say things about others that they just don't know what they're talking about? And there's so many people that are guilty of this when it comes to Jesus. There are all sorts of religions that will claim that Jesus is a prophet or some good teacher. They try to hijack Jesus for themselves so that they can have more credibility. But if you go back to the things that Jesus actually said, and you go back to the testimonies and recordings of the people who knew Jesus himself, you find such a different story. Jesus asked Peter, "Who do people say that I am?" Peter replied that some people say that you're a prophet, some people say that you're a good teacher. Jesus said, "Who do you say that I am?" Peter said, "You are the Christ of the living God." And then Jesus goes on to express to Peter that God had revealed that to Peter. So by that statement, Jesus was a lot more than just a prophet. In fact, Jesus said that the greatest prophet was John the Baptist, not Muhammad, not Joseph Smith, not even the prophets of the Old Testament. The greatest prophet was John the Baptist, according to Jesus' own words. But John the Baptist wasn't even worthy to loose his sandal straps at Jesus' feet. So Jesus was greater than the greatest prophet who has ever lived, according to himself. Not only that, but we recognize that prophets are people who are born, who are created by God, who then speak on God's behalf. But Jesus, in his own words, expressed that he was the beginning or the author of all creation. Jesus also expressed that he had the same authority as the Father above, something that prophets do not have. Jesus also claimed to have the power on earth to forgive sins, something that only God can do. Jesus predicted that not only would he be crucified, but that he would raise himself from the dead. You think maybe Jesus is more than just a prophet? And with claims like this, if all he was some good teacher, he wouldn't be good at all because they would have been lies if he wasn't what he said he was. So Jesus was neither just a prophet, nor was he just a good teacher. People hijack Jesus and try to fit them into their own religions to give their own religions more credibility. As just about everyone understands that Jesus is the epitome of goodness and that he brought the truth. But they don't want to let go of the things that Jesus preaches against. And so they have to compromise Jesus instead of compromising their own beliefs. Hence, we will all stand before Jesus one day, and he's going to judge us based on the things that we did with what he said. Let's make sure we're listening to Jesus, who is the way, the truth, and life, the only way to get to the Father.